Mr. Alvin, Mr. Alvin. He's got the eighth pick. No keeper. No keeper, sadly, for the boy. That's a disadvantage for sure. Let's not overlook when you can't keep someone what it does for you in a keeper league. You got guys keeping people at the end of the first round that go at the beginning of the first round. You got guys keeping guys in the fourth and fifth that go in the second. You got guys keeping guys in the eighth and the 11th that go in the third and fourth. And then you got no keeper for yourself. It's a handicap. Let's not pretend like it's not. He would have done very well for himself, I think, to do well in the beer relay, be able to grab an elite player first, double tap two good guys at the turn, and just build a normal squad. The fact that he gets stuck in the eighth pick, he's probably picking from a talent pool similar to that of like the end of the first round instead of the middle late of the first round. But he gets blessed. He takes Jonathan Taylor first overall. I think Jonathan Taylor has the upside to be one of the top players in fantasy this year. So the fact that you get him at ninth overall, I think is very good. He takes Chris Olave on the way back around, DK Metcalf, Sam Laporta in the fourth falls to him. This is looking pretty good for someone who doesn't have a keeper. Now he goes C.J. Stroud, Ramondre Stevenson in the sixth, Lad McConkey in the seventh, Jordan Addison 8, Devin Singletary, Blake Corum, Jaden Daniels, Tyler Algier, Brandon Cooks, Demario Douglas. Okay. Best pick, JT, not overthinking it, and then Sam Laporta. Like, Laporta in the fourth is a little whack. Most people were drafting him end of the second, early third. So that was just a luck of the draw, I think, that it fell to him that way. You got guys drafting Zay Flowers and Malik Neighbors over Sam Laporta when they don't have tight ends yet. That's a little negligent to me. And Alvin took advantage. So good on him. I mean, I kind of am in love with his three of his first four picks. I don't know if I would have took DK there. Maybe he was the best on the board. I maybe would have liked Pittman over DK is the thing I would have changed. But really, he's got a near perfect start here as far as I'm concerned, as what you can do. Um, and hearing me say that, you're going to be surprised with what this team grades out as. The problem is that's where the good picks stop. And it's important to get your good picks right, but fantasy is one, and the margins and what you do later in the draft as well. His worst pick is unfortunately not too long after Ramondre Stevenson in the sixth, Devin Singletary in the ninth. Lad McConkey is your flex player. Jordan Addison, what's he doing? He's got his ankle thing. He's got Darnold throwing to him. Blake Corum's the next time he makes a good pick after that streak of four. I don't even like the Stroud pick. I don't think there's a lot of upside there. I don't think he was forced to go QB. I think when you've got such little talent with no keeper, you've got to go get another skill player at that point. You got Odunze on the board. You got McLaurin on the board. You got Ridley on the board. And you go with C.J. Stroud when you could have just waited till the next round and got someone like Jordan Love, Dak, Caleb Williams. I mean, imagine, don't you look at this team a little better if you do what I say? Imagine instead of Stroud, he takes a Dunze or McLaurin. Then next he takes Ridley. So now he's got Olave, Metcalf, McLaurin, and Ridley. He doesn't have Stroud yet, and he doesn't have an RB2, but that's fine because where could he go in the seventh round? Caleb is still there. He could go with someone, in the running back range, like a Tajay Spears, like a Chase Brown for his RB2. He could have went maybe with a Brian Thomas at that seventh round, fill in, the next pick with somebody, I don't know. He really messes this up after the first four picks. Like, I just hate that 5 through 8. I hate 5 through 9. I don't like the Devin Singletary. Corum's only going to be good if Kyron goes down. Like, this team really needs Kyron to get hurt to be competitive. And even if that happens, like, that's his best case, right? Because his strength is his first four picks, his weakness is everything after. So what happens? He needs his 10th rounder to come through for him, or he needs Jaden Daniels to, go nuts. The odds that both of those happen, I think that's not really looking good. So best case for him, Jonathan Taylor RB3, Chris Olave RB or wide receiver 6, DK Metcalf mid-career resurgence, wide receiver 12, Laporta's tight end 1. You'd be like, damn, hell of a start. But then he needs CJ to really return on his value, and then he needs someone to step up at the flex. And I just see no one stepping up at the flex. I see no one on this team. Um, and the fact that he butchered those late rounds so late just leaves so many worst case scenarios open. One of his top four picks gets hurt. Um, you know, whatever. He's never able to fill in his flex spots, and he's just rolling with 8 points in his flex all year. This is a tier four team. It's really painful. I was looking over this and I wanted to root for Alvin so hard for picking it out of the dumps with no keeper. But I don't know who he's going to keep next year. Probably Laporta in the fourth. That's going to be a good one, I would think. I hard to see him falling off. Maybe Jaden Daniels in the 11th. Maybe he'll be set up next year better. The way he butchered the middle rounds leaves me leaving him with a D and in tier four. No chance at a championship. It's painful because he starts so good, but you can't judge a team off its top five players. You got to judge it. You got to start two flex every week. You got to plan for bye weeks. You got to plan for injuries. It's fantasy football. And I see no one stepping up. I mean, he's relying on Jordan Addison to come back from his high ankle sprain and catch passes from Sam Darnold. That's what he needs. So it's a D for Alvin in the tier four. I'm sorry.